You're monetized, so why are you stuck? These are the 4 reasons why you've plateaued and how to fix each one. If you're wondering who I am, my name is Igor. I've generated multiple 6 figures with YouTube Shorts, and I also run Earnit Media, which is the #1 YouTube Shorts mentorship and community program out there. So first of all, the framework, 4 reasons why you haven't broken through yet. And the problem is one of these 4 bottlenecks, right? So I need you to identify yours. First is bad content. You aren't push worthy. The algorithm doesn't want to push out anything you make, and you don't match the niche average. So what your competitors are doing, what they're averaging, what views they're getting, what stats they're getting. Number 2 is can't scale. You don't know how to outsource properly. You don't know where to look for hires. You don't know who to hire. You don't know when to hire, how to train. You don't know any of that sort of process. Third is volatile income. You can't take risks or fully commit because it's so up and down. You don't know whether you can quit your job or allocate more time towards it. And fourth is time maxed. You're stuck at your current income with no hours left. That could be due to poor management with a team or just simply because you're doing absolutely everything yourself. So let's start off with problem 1, which is your content is not performing. Bad content. What we need to do first is diagnose before you fix anything. So pull your views and benchmark them against your niche average. You can do that using a very quick research hack. If you go over to channel analytics in YouTube Studio, analytics, audience, scroll down, you'll be able to see channels your audience watches and then what your audience watches. Sometimes this may be a bit inaccurate. Sometimes like the channels aren't correct, but down here you should see someone in your niche. If both of these are way off, either it's a brand new channel or you haven't really got a niche, which is a problem as well. But here, like you see here, this is my Igor channel, posting YouTube Shorts content. We got all the YouTube Shorts sort of guys here. And what you want to do when you look at these channels is kind of look at the views that they're pulling in and how much volume they're posting out, and see if you basically match like the standard, the niche average, what everyone is kind of getting across your niche. And you need to determine whether you're at or above average, because if so, then you've probably hit a view ceiling, which has caused you to plateau. So you may need to pivot. But if you're below average and all your competitors are getting more views than you, then it's more than likely a quality problem, which means you need to study your competitors' outliers relentlessly, right? So here's the fix. You don't guess, you compare. Like I say, you go through all of these guys that have popped up on your channel audience watches tab. And also, like, you should have used methods beforehand to know your competition. You probably found competition when getting into the niche. I want you to look through absolutely everyone, even if they're not on this YouTube Studio list. And I want you to look through all of their recent videos, and especially in the last 2 months, right? You want to see what is working. So take their 5 best performing shorts from the last 2 months and reverse engineer them completely to see what separates them from their average content. So I want you to look at things like the hook, the visual, the verbal hook, how they build up the story, the payoff, the topic, the video length, the pacing. All of these like sort of elements of the video is what's going to help you determine a pattern across all of their best performers. And that's going to be your formula, mate. That's going to be your formula. And that's also what you should do for your own outliers. Do it for yours, do it for competitors, see what's working, analyze the common patterns between them all. And those elements that you kind of like recognize a pattern of is what you should go forward with. The structure, the pacing, the hooks, the topics. That is what you should double down on, and that should fix the content issue. Problem number 2 is you don't know how to scale without breaking everything. So this could be outsourcing too fast to the wrong people, paying them wrong, and this will ultimately cost you more than doing it yourself. So here's how to do it right. First of all, you want to find the correct candidates. So you can search X, Discord, YouTube jobs. You want to filter hard, right? So you can tell people like, here's the type of video that I want to make, the reference, the resources, a step-by-step structure, maybe even a video. And then I get a trial, right? So you want to trial first. I never just hire someone just because they say they can do it. I want to see they can do it first. So ask for a trial again with these resources that you've provided. Maybe you've got like 20 candidates. You send out the resources, they give you videos back. And already at this point, you'll be able to tell who's bad and who isn't because of reply times or how they reply. For example, if they give like bot replies, instant red flag. If they take like 2 days to reply, red flag. If they reply with a video that's just shocking, well, there you go. That's That's your problem basically gone. Whoever has been replying fast, been active and really seems motivated, and more importantly, sent a video that actually has potential, you could take over through to the onboarding phase, which is giving step-by-step breakdowns, recording walkthroughs, doing live training, just basically training them up in every single step of the video production process or in the role that you've hired them for. So if it's an editor, you want step-by-steps, you need to tell them exactly how to make the videos. A lot of people, they just hire and they're like, right, well, he's an editor, he knows what to do. No, he fucking doesn't, in most cases anyway. You need to tell him, right? Show him how you make the videos, get him on a call, do a live breakdown, tell him where it's wrong, tell him where it's right. But what's really important is that you make resources for this, PDFs, videos, common problems and solution videos for that. So then you can basically have like an asset archive. So when it comes to the next time you onboard the next hires that you have all those resources ready. So they're able to get trained up a lot faster without needing your time to be allocated towards them again. And then you want to bring them in slowly. Once you feel like they are at your standard, once they are making videos that you really think, they will do well, you don't just become too over reliant on them. A lot of creators make this mistake where they get an editor and he makes a couple good videos and now they're like, right, sound, he's going to take over the channel now, he's going to make every single video. That can be pretty catastrophic pretty fast. You're just handing over the baton so easily there. What I would recommend doing is kind of, get them in gradually. Don't just give the whole operation at once. Scale up their responsibility. You post one video if you're still editing, they post one video. You post one, they post one. If their content starts doing really well, then you post one, they post two. You post one, they post two. You post one, they post three, and kind of, hand over the responsibility like that up until the time that, they take over everything. Like the amount of real times that I've seen just completely tank because people think it's smart to just hand over channels to editors immediately without quality controlling and just making sure everything is done correctly is insane. So don't make that mistake. And another bad mistake to do is not paying good, right? Pay well. Do not get greedy. We don't want to be feeding them bowls of rice and some pennies, right? Good editors who feel valued will stay, and they'll stay long term. And that's what you need. If you want to scale, you need a team that sticks with you long term. The cheaper you go, usually the more unreliable the editor is. Sure, there might be amazing anomaly somewhere in India that will work for you forever and ever for a bit of rice and a banana, but we can't rely on those guys, okay? Pay a bit more, especially once you're making money, because you can afford it. Take the risks, lower your profit margins a bit to make sure that you have the best possible talent that will stick with you through thick and thin, right? That's what you need. Because again, the last thing you want, you're scaling, you're running multiple channels and editors are folding left, right, and center. That's going to lead to stress and probably back to you plateauing, which is what we're trying to avoid right now. And problem 3 is your income is volatile. So the real problem in most cases when it comes to income being volatile is that you're too replicable. So many low to mid-tier niches are flooded with competition, right? And if you're one of those people who just saw a channel doing super well and thought, right, I'm going to do that. If you're competing with an already established channel with a big audience and, he's getting millions and millions of views and you're just posting the exact same content as him, you'll likely lose long term. Realistically, you'll probably have, a few views, you'll do all right, but then it'll tank. And that's not sustainable long term. What you need to do is be original with your ideation. Find niches, add your own spin. That's the really important thing, and that's what's going to set you apart, right? And this again applies to even the top guys. Just because you're going to spend a lot of money or spend a lot of time on making videos doesn't mean that you should just be a one-to-one copy of someone. You need to be original. Being original in ideation and adding a spin to the content and the format that is proven is your competitive edge. That's how you're going to succeed long term. That's how you can pave your own way and get that first mover advantage that we see so many channels in the past that have made replicable styles are still lasting to this day, no matter how much competition has put in, just because they were the first guys to do that and they established themselves in the algorithm. So the fix, just to clarify for you, is set yourself apart from competition, right? Sub-niche or create better content where the algorithm has no choice but to favor you over everybody else. Give them no choice. Make bangers and you will get rewarded, but make them consistently. That's super important. And the second fix is to create more channels, which essentially allows you to smoothen out that roller coaster, which you'll probably get with one channel, very up and down, very up and down. Don't get me wrong, I do know creators, and there are many inside of Earnit that do just run one channel and it's really good and it pulls in consistent revenue because they dominate their niche. So it is possible, but for the majority of people, I usually recommend starting up multiple just so you have more income streams. When one dips, the other rises, and you can have a more stable long-term revenue source going there. Now, problem 4 is you've maxed out your time and you're still stuck at the same income. So working harder, which you probably think might be the fix, put in more hours, put in more time, be more locked in, usually isn't the solution. You need to work on leverage, right? So you need to eliminate your lowest value tasks first. So what does that mean? First of all, I would audit your time. Just for 1 week, time everything you do, every task in your video production process, and just how you schedule your day. Find where the hours go, because often I'll speak to creators and they'll be like, oh, my videos only take me 2 hours to make. So I'm like, why are you not posting once or twice a day then? And they don't have an answer because they don't actually know where their time goes. So track your time, track how long it takes you to do each task. So also when it comes to making the videos, you will have that time limit on yourself because you know how long it should actually take you. Because the beauty thing is, once you have a timer on, you actually tend to be more productive. You eliminate distractions. It's almost like someone's watching you. So you're just more effective in what you're doing. The second thing that you can do is use AI to automate your processes, especially the repetitive tasks. So right now there's this thing called Claude Code where essentially you can just talk to it and it can make what you want within reason, of course. But I've got a lot of students inside Earnit who are now using it to like vibe code their own custom tools to essentially automate the most repetitive tasks that they have inside the video production processes and just their processes in general. So what I want you to do is identify what is the most repetitive thing that you do, what is the easiest thing, I guess, to do that doesn't really require a brain as such, and you can allocate that to AI, whether it's through normal chat or develop a tool for it. Another thing that you can do is create custom JSON profiles. That's another thing that we do. It's basically like an assigned persona and format that you allocate to an AI. And with Claude, it's really good actually because prior to making the chat, you can allocate it a lot of files. So business context, what your shorts channels are about, what's performing, what's not performing. And then you can make a character persona on how you want it to speak to you, the knowledge that it has, for example, and give it data to work with, and then you can prompt it, you can use it for ideation, for example. Inside of Earnit, we've got loads of these JSON profiles. It could be an editing assistant. It could tell you, solutions to editing problems. It can help you generate 20 ideas based off X outlier. You just need to feed it data, create a custom character profile, and this is super easy to do. Like I say, inside of Earnit, I've got loads that you can use, but you can also make yourself some for free by just going on like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and telling the AI to make you a custom JSON profile based on what you want. And if you really need help, just ask AI, like, how do you make a JSON profile? And the third thing that you need to do is batch everything, right? Of course, this differs person to person, but what I found solves a lot of the time issues for many creators is grouping similar tasks together. So for example, on one day, they will allocate it to batching all the editing. So they'll smash out a bunch of videos in one day. Then they'll spend another day just writing scripts for the full day. Or the next day, they'll spend all of it clip finding. So basically on one day, they have like a week or two supply of content. So it eliminates the guesswork on that day instead of having to, do the full video production process from scratch daily. And the fourth thing that you need to do is outsource at consistency, right? So once your views are stable, you're getting a pretty consistent income, you need to start outsourcing. Even if it keeps your profit margins a bit low at the time, buying your time back is one of the highest leverage investments that you can make, especially if that time that you're buying back is allocated then towards something that's going to make you more money in the future. So here's your action plan, right? Match your problem to your solution. Problem: bad content. If your stats are below the niche average, you need to study 5 competitor outliers this week. Study what they do, implement the patterns that you see into your own channel. The second is if you can't scale because you're doing everything yourself or you just don't know how to outsource properly, post a trial on YouTube Jobs, Discord or Twitter, find candidates, try them out and start onboarding people onto your team. Third of all, if you have volatile income, maybe you've got one channel, one niche, I want you to map an adjacent niche to your current format, start up another channel, or double down on further outliers with further formats that you haven't yet tried. The fourth problem is that your time max, you have no leverage in your workflow. What I need you to do is time your tasks for at least 3 days, up to a week is ideal, and then cut the lowest value one. So the one that is providing you the least return on your time is the one that either has to be eliminated completely, but if it's necessary, then try and automate it with something, whether it's AI, whether it's someone that you outsource it towards. That is what you need to do in order to progress and start scaling up. But the best way to get out of this phase that you're in right now, whether it's stuck, you don't know what to do, is no bias, join in Earnit Media, which is the #1 YouTube Shorts community and mentorship, which I told you about earlier. It's the program that I run myself, which inside of there you'll get proven systems, so the exact frameworks used to generate 6 figures with shorts, a custom roadmap tailored to you specifically with an action plan that helps you achieve your goals, direct mentorship as well from me personally. You don't just get outsourced to someone you don't know, and you get every piece of content reviewed, and you also get a killer community with 60 plus 5-figure earners, 20 plus 6-figure earners, 100 plus success stories. And this is not even a summary of everything. This briefly touches the surface. If you want to find out more, click the top link in the description and I'll see you inside.